Hey guys, today we'll be covering a 2018 rom-com film called I Feel Pretty. The movie starts off by introducing the main character, Renee Bennett, a chubby young woman who doesn't like her appearance. When she goes to a clothing store, an employee suggests that she checks the company's website for plus-size clothes. Trying to make herself more confident, she attends a SoulCycle session, a session where the instructors motivate the participants. There she meets a lady named Mallory in the changing room who defines all the beauty standards: slender, youthful, and classy. Renee is greeted warmly by Mallory, who asks if she is also a first-timer. Renee is taken aback by this because she isn't used to gorgeous ladies being nice to her. Renee then goes to the class, but her bicycle seat falls and smacks into her pelvis, tearing her clothes. Later that night, Renee plans to visit her two best friends, Vivian and Jane. While getting ready, Renee tries her best but fails to emulate the fashion tutorial videos on YouTube. During their get-together, the three sign up for a dating website that allows groups of 3 friends to go on triple dates. Vivian and Jane are excited, but Renee seems quite skeptical about the idea. Later, they take multiple group photos and choose one to post on the website. When Renee arrives home, she undresses herself in front of the mirror and feels horrible about her chubby figure and plain looks. In the next scene, Renee can be seen working for Leclerc Cosmetics in a basement office in Chinatown. She is there with her grumpy coworker Mason, who likes to remain silent and focus on work. Because of the boring environment, Renee dreams of working in the headquarters of Leclerc Cosmetics, where there are more employees. The scene then shifts to the CEO of the same company, Avery Leclerc, who is at a meeting with her team. Her mother and founder of the company, Lily, can be seen sitting beside her and suggesting ideas to run the company. Here, it is revealed that Leclerc Cosmetics specializes in low-budget cosmetic products, but they are unable to grow their sales at major outlets like Target. The following day, Renee bumps into Mallory in one of the Target stores. While they are talking, a young man approaches Mallory and tries to flirt with her, asking for her phone number. However, Mallory simply ignores him and turns away. Seeing this, Renee is surprised and asks how it feels to be the center of attraction for everyone. While at work, the company's website stops working, and Renee is forced to print a number of important papers and physically deliver them to the downtown office. Shortly after, Renee arrives at the main office and hands over the documents to a lovely but arrogant receptionist, who is only an intern. When she notices Avery strolling in the office, she becomes delighted. She also learns that the corporation is recruiting a permanent receptionist. Despite the fact that it would be a step down in position and money, Renee dearly wants the job just to be among the gorgeous and affluent people. The following day, Renee attends the next session of a SoulCycle class. This time, she properly checks her bicycle seat before sitting. The main instructor starts motivating the attendees, telling them to believe in themselves. Soon, Renee gets so pumped up that she starts pedaling her bicycle with all her might. Sadly, her shoe slips from the pedal and she falls, knocking herself unconscious. Later, she wakes up to find herself in the locker room being looked after by one of the SoulCycle's employees. After getting her strength back, she stands up to look at herself in the mirror, but feels like there has been a dramatic change in her physical appearance. She believes she has been transformed into a beautiful woman, the version which she always dreamt for herself. But in fact, no changes have occurred and she is still the same. Shortly after, she walks out of the session full of confidence. In the next scene, Renee is at a dry cleaning shop trying to collect her clothes. A young and handsome man, Ethan, is waiting for his turn, standing behind her. Feeling that Ethan is staring at her, Renee strikes up a conversation and asks him to pick up a token number. When Ethan inquires about her token number, she believes that he is hitting on her and asking for her phone number. She then forces him to exchange phones and provide each other with their numbers. Feeling confident, Renee applies for the position of receptionist and is selected for the interview. She is interviewed by Avery and the CFO of the company, Helen. At first, both the interviewers think that she is not a fit for the job, but when she tells them that she desperately wants the position, to enjoy the work and be in the headquarters, she is selected. Later at night, Renee catches up with their friends and tries to make them understand that she is a different person now. However, her friends seem baffled as they can see no change in her. After some time, they check out their dating website profile and become sad, seeing no views in it. Upon seeing this, Renee suggests they click another picture with her new version to get more views. In the next scene, Renee is shown at the headquarters of Leclerc Cosmetics, starting her new job as the receptionist. She handles her job with full confidence and an awesome attitude. Meanwhile, a female visitor arrives and after judging Renee's appearance, she believes that she has come to the wrong place. However, Renee approaches her and provides her with water and a napkin. All this is being observed by Avery's brother, Grant. Shortly after the woman leaves, Grant approaches Renee and asks her to arrange an appointment with Avery. Renee gets excited seeing him and also provides him with his favorite juice. Before leaving, Grant also praises Renee and tells her that he is happy that Avery hired her. Later, Renee brings water to an active staff meeting and unknowingly knocks a makeup item. There, she is mildly scolded by Avery when she assumes that the makeup item has an application brush included. When she is asked to elaborate on her assumption, Renee gives an example of her experiences using makeup without an application brush. After some more examples, Avery is left impressed and she thanks Renee for her valuable input. When Renee reaches home in the evening, she calls Ethan and suggests he take her out on a date. Ethan has no idea who she is, but she soon reminds him about their meeting the day before. Later, the duo end up in a bar where a bikini contest is being conducted. Because of her confidence, Renee decides that she must participate in the competition. Ethan looks around and notices other contestants all slim and thin. He tries to stop Renee, but she does not listen to him. Soon the competition starts and Renee puts on an appealing performance, prompting the audience to cheer for her. Despite this, she loses the competition, but she is not affected by the results at all. Following this, the two go to Renee's place and spend some quality time with each other. One day at work, Avery comes up to Renee and begs for her assistance. She admits that she has no idea how to advertise their new low-cost cosmetics brand and asks Renee to shoulder more responsibility. She also expresses her frustrations that despite her advanced degree, no one takes her seriously. Renee accepts the request immediately, and Avery invites her to a private dinner with the company's top executives to discuss the matter. When Avery asks her to bring someone with her, Renee confirms that she has a boyfriend and will be bringing him. In the next scene, Renee and Ethan are enjoying a dinner with the LeClaire family, where she impresses Lily with her ideas to advertise the budget cosmetics. Hearing her insight, Lily suggests she join the major presentation happening soon in Boston. Renee gets flattered and happily agrees to go there. The following day, the online dating site finally lands Renee and her friends a trio of guys. Despite having Ethan, she decides to play along and goes on a triple date with her friends. However, her attitude quickly changes and she starts being mean to her friends while portraying them as dumb and ugly. As a result, Renee's friends question her about why she's acting so strangely, but Renee believes that she is being an excellent wingman and is trying her best to set the boys up for them. In the next scene, Renee boards a private jet to Boston for the meeting. Inside, she tries to go through her presentation with Avery, but the latter seems to have taken some sleeping pills. Grant also enters the jet quietly and calls Renee to sit by his side. Later in the hotel, while Renee is preparing for her presentation, Grant knocks on her door. He enters the room and orders room service, stating that Avery has banned him from getting orders to his room. After a bit of small talk, they get close, and as they are about to kiss, Renee receives a message from Ethan, prompting her to stop. She then pretends to have diarrhea and sends Grant out of her room. She tries to have a conversation with herself in the shower, but accidentally knocks her head into the glass partition, rendering herself unconscious. After a while, Renee wakes up with a cut on her forehead, but still remembers her presentation with Avery. She dashes down to the hotel lobby and runs into Mason, who was brought along for AV support. He recognizes her, and seeing this, Renee is surprised. When she looks into the mirror, she believes that her body has been transformed into her older self. Thinking that Avery will never like her older version, she hands Mason the presentation documents and instructs him to send them to Avery to complete. Embarrassed, she then flies back home. At home, she gets a video call from Ethan, but she does not show him her face. She lies to him, telling him that she injured her back while traveling. Hearing this, Ethan suggests he come over to help her, but she refuses. After that, she decides to meet her friends and hang out with them. But to her dismay, her friends refuse to include her in their ongoing date. The following day, Renee returns to SoulCycle and tries unsuccessfully to recreate her accident in order to become beautiful once again. In the locker area, she runs into Mallory, who is now weeping. When Mallory reveals that she has been dumped, Renee is taken aback. She wonders how a beautiful person like her can be dumped. The next morning, Renee wakes up to find multiple missed calls from Avery. Renee opens one of the messages and learns that Avery gave the presentation in Boston, but it went poorly, and that she wants Renee to return and assist her. Later that night, Renee travels to the restaurant where she is scheduled to meet Ethan. She still believes that he fell in love with her beautiful version and feels he won't recognize her now. She enters and takes a seat about 50 feet away from him, texting him that she is stuck at work. Ethan notices her and thinks she is playing a sexy game, so he comes next to her and pretends he doesn't know her. He says he is waiting for his girlfriend, but maybe he could buy her a drink while they wait. When Ethan starts praising his girlfriend and her beautiful nature, Renee gets emotional and storms out of the place. After coming outside, she calls Ethan and breaks up with him, thinking that he is in love with her beautiful version. Shortly after, Renee decides to help Avery, while also making amends with her friends. She contacts her friends and asks them to come to the release party of LeClaire's new products. She then arranges for Mason to take control of the AV. On the day of the event, when Avery arrives on stage and begins to struggle, Mason cuts the sounds and lights, causing Avery to leave the stage. Taking this opportunity, Renee steps onto the stage. Vivian and Jane arrive just in time to catch Renee's presentation. Renee then asks Mason to display 2 pictures of herself, one at LeClaire's reception desk and the other at the Chinatown basement office. She believes that the 2 pictures of her are different versions. However, when she turns around, she is shocked to find that she looks the same in each picture. Suddenly, she realizes that a magical spell never took place and that everyone had always seen her for who she was, not as some ideal beauty. She then realizes that she achieved everything by simply being herself. Renee then delivers an inspiring speech on how every woman is entitled to feel beautiful. She discusses how young girls have unwavering confidence that is gradually destroyed by the world, and how Leclerc wants to help women reclaim their natural condition of absolute self-esteem. She shows images of a variety of ladies, including Jane and Vivian, of all sizes, colors, and ages. The presentation goes off without a problem. After leaving the stage, she apologizes to Avery for deserting her in Boston. However, Avery mentions that Renee's position in the company is still available if she desires. Hearing this, Renee becomes happy and hugs her. Shortly after this, Renee hurries to Ethan's house, realizing that he still loves her as much as he did before. She buzzes his video intercom and apologizes for her recent behavior. She scratches her nose while speaking, oblivious to the fact that she is being recorded. At last, Ethan runs up to her and scratches her nose. The movie ends as the two embrace each other and make out.